Live from the IRC television studios on the SUNY Oneonta campus, this is Oneonta News Now. I'm Joanna Weidenhammer.
And I'm Barbara Prempe.
Before we start the news, meteorologist Connor Chapman joins us with a look at the Oneonta weather cam.
Thanks, Joanna. A little chilly out there today compared to yesterday. A little foggy, bit of mist, but not too much of a rain event, just noticeably cooler. I'll tell you what to expect through the weekend after the break. Back to you.
Thanks, Connor. Coming up next, we have your campus news. Stay tuned to Oneonta News Now.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
In campus news, SUNY Oneonta hosted a lacrosse shootout tournament this weekend on Sunday for high school boys. The event brought out many high school lacrosse players looking to get an opportunity to showcase their talent in front of SUNYAC and other Division I, II, and III coaching staffs. The day started out with an 8:30 a.m. registration, with the first game starting at 9 a.m. Games were played throughout the day on the alumni field and the field behind Hunt Union. After all games were played, the tournament ended with an all-star game that included all of the high school lacrosse players who were sought out by coaches throughout the day. It was a great day for the lacrosse players to come out and show college coaches what they're made of.
Activist and artist Sue Cole will present Porcuplis, Animals and Industry at SUNY Oneonta's Martin Moulin Art Gallery from November until December 20th. The exhibition at SUNY Oneonta will feature more than 50 examples of Cole's prints. Cole refers to these as a graphic witness and a collection of all her books. Altogether, her paintings have been auctioned at various fundraisers and causes since 1998. On Thursday evening, Cole will give a public lecture about her work, followed by an opening reception held from 5 to 7 p.m. in the SUNY Oneonta's Fine Arts Center.
The SUNY Oneonta Theater Department presents The Good Person of Sekwan November 9th through the 12th. The story follows Shen Tae, a young woman who is struggling to follow a good life according to the gods. Friends and neighbors of the troubled Shen Tae treat her with cruelty. This forces her to create an alter ego to protect her inner goodness from the harsh people in her life. The show will be performed in the Goodrich Theater in the Fine Arts Building right here on campus and will begin at 8 p.m. A matinee will be held on Sunday at 2 p.m. Tickets are free with a student ID and $5 for the general public.
Thanks, Joanna. We have your local entertainment news when we come back. Stay with us.
Danse, balance sur la cadence, on devient tes hanches au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence, dans ma belle robe blanche, je suis ton chou.
You didn't give up on sex? Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
We're back with your local entertainment news update with Samantha Johnson.
Thanks, Joanna. Come out to the Red Dragon Theater to catch the film Jason Bourne. The film is about the CIA's most dangerous former operative, Jason Bourne. He's played by Matt Damon and is again being hunted by the CIA. Bourne is drawn out of hiding to uncover more explosive truths about his past. The film will be played Saturday and Sunday at 6 p.m. and Friday through Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Tickets are available at the Hunt Union Information Desk. The Oneonta State Emergency Squad will be holding a Krispy Kreme donut sale on November 10th. OSIS is selling fresh donuts that will be picked up from the Scranton Krispy Kreme. They will be sold in the IRC Quad and Hunt Union throughout the day. Pre-orders can be sent to ostatefundraising@gmail.com or by contacting an OSIS member. Students can purchase 1 dozen, half a dozen, or a single donut, and any pre-orders must be picked up by 2 p.m. at Hunt Union. This past Monday, the Communication Arts Society held a graduate school workshop. The event was open to all students. Attendees were able to hear about real-life experiences from professors and were given details about how to apply for grad school. They were also able to find out what their futures could be like in their specific major. Lead credit was given to those that attended, and the event was a huge success. In other news, a 2 and 3 series took place on Monday at Lee Hall. 2 and 3 is a series of educational discussion panels that cover various topics. The panel has 2 SUNY Oneonta professors or faculty members that have experience in that week's topic, and 3 SUNY Oneonta students that have a personal experience in the topic. The event allows the campus to learn about a certain topic from a various perspective and personal experiences. The audience is allowed to ask questions and participate in the discussion as well. All are welcome to join. Sounds like a pretty interesting event.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know they did that, but I feel like it raises awareness about things we're not sure of.
Yeah, definitely.
Coming up, we have your local news. Stay tuned to ONN.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
In local news, a multi-agency law enforcement campaign took place in the Delhi area on Friday. Those who contributed to this campaign include members of the Delaware County Sheriff's Office, New York State Police, including 2 K-9 units, as well as a drug recognition expert, Delhi Village Police, SUNY Delhi, University Police, and the Delaware County Probation Department band together to conduct enhanced traffic safety enforcement operation. The actions taken by these law enforcement groups resulted in the arrest of 4 drivers who were suspected to be under the influence of drugs and or alcohol. 3 of the drivers were charged with unlawful possession of marijuana. In addition to these charges, 2 Walton residents were arrested and charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance. Heroin was discovered after a probation search of the 2. Authorities also arrested and charged another Walton resident with criminal possession of a controlled substance in the 7th degree, which is a Class A misdemeanor.
Bassett Healthcare Network is looking for 10 dogs who are certified for use in a healthcare setting for patients. The organization believes this will benefit their patients who are often anxious. Locals are encouraged to bring their dogs to provide therapy for strangers at the hospital. Pet therapy training sessions will begin this Saturday with an evaluation from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Bassett Medical Center in Cooperstown. The training will take place every Saturday for 8 weeks. Each participant will pay $10 per dog at the evaluation, with training classes being sponsored by Bassett. Dogs who participate in the training will be required to receive annual physicals and proof of rabies vaccination. For more information, contact the Bassett Medical Center.
Governor Cuomo's new student intern program has created approximately 400 internship opportunities across a wide array of state agencies in both upstate New York as well as downstate. Students are encouraged to apply for internships for the spring semester before December 23, 2016. The New York State Department of Civil Service announced the student intern program will be focused on drawing high-skilled individuals to join the state workforce through fellowship and internship programs. Students who participate in this program will be exposed to work of governing while gaining experience and interaction with government leaders and policymakers. New York State has its own website that allows students to view job descriptions, create profiles, specify occupational interests, and upload resumes, writing samples, and letters of recommendation. An estimated 1,600 students have participated in the student intern program since its start in February of 2012.
A Delancey man has been arrested and charged with several felony counts in Oneonta this past Friday. 19-year-old Wade D. Armstrong was arraigned in Oneonta City Court after being charged on stealing a vehicle and driving it into Taylor's Full Service on Main Street in Oneonta. According to the Daily Star, in an investigation released by the Oneonta Police Department to the Daily Star, Armstrong, quote, has stolen the vehicle from the Delancey area, driven to Oneonta, and, in an attempt to steal items from Taylor's Full Service, drove the vehicle into the building, breaking the windows and damaging the structure along with the vehicle, unquote. Armstrong was held in city court on bail and is waiting court reappearance on November 22nd.
An 11-year-old from New Berlin has won a top honor at the World Dairy Expo in Madison, Wisconsin. According to the Daily Star, Joey Fradel, along with his winter heifer Ruthie, was named the junior champion at the Junior Red and White Show, which was part of an international exposition. His parents, Dan and Marcia Fradel, raised their children on Delphi Acres Farm in New Berlin. Joey has been showing the cows at fairs and festivals in the area, and after doing well at a show in Pennsylvania, decided to go to the World Dairy Expo. The family hopes to continue to attend the competitions with their show cows in the future.
Country singer Colin Ray performed at the Foothills Performing Arts Center in Oneonta with his tribute to veterans concert on Sunday, November 6th. Ray has had 24 top 10 records, including 16 #1 hits, and has been a 10-time Male Vocalist of the Year nominee at both the CMAs as well as the ACMs. Colin Ray has been recognized as Humanitarian of the Year at the country's radio seminar in 2001 to recognize his extraordinary issue-oriented music and his commitment to various charity organizations. During his performance at Foothills, the country star performed some songs written by other artists, including the song Mr. Bongos by Jerry Jeff Walker, an Oneonta native. This event was made possible by Country Club Auto Group of Oneonta.
When Hurricane Matthew hit the southeastern United States in early October, the storm left more than 18,000 homes located in Florida, Georgia, Virginia, and South Carolina and North Carolina nearly destroyed. But with the help of Chobani LLC, a Norwich, New York-based company, and the Chobani Foundation, these entities have worked toward helping these families in need. The Chobani Foundation donated over 8,000 cases of yogurt to those devastated by the hurricane. Representatives at Chobani even made arrangements to personally deliver the yogurt to Red Cross shelters. The company then delivered the remaining yogurt to the Eastern and Central North Carolina Food Bank for distribution to people in need across the state. Chobani will be recognized by the American Red Cross for their support of Hurricane Matthew relief efforts on Monday, November 14th, in the Chobani plant located in Norwich, New York. Senior Manager of Corporate Communications at Chobani, Jeff Genung, stated, quote, "Giving back is one of Chobani's founding principles, and that applies not only to the communities in which we live and work, but also communities all across the nation who need our help," unquote. It's just a great story.
Brand, so I'm glad they're helping people out. That's really good.
Yes, definitely. It's a great story. It's awesome whenever you hear about other people helping others. So,
when we come back, Matthew Miles will take a look at your 5-day weather forecast. Stay with us.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. Let's find out what the weather has in store for us this week with our meteorologist, Connor Chapman.
Thanks, Johanna. Much chillier today as we did have a frontal passage come in, bringing those temperatures down. Woke up probably to some very gloomy weather with some fog and mist out there that's kind of been lingering throughout the day. Right now we're sitting at about 39 degrees, still under some cloudy skies. Not too much of the line of precipitation, about 0.07 of an inch today, but that's still something. But going through tonight, it's going to cool off pretty quickly because those skies will be clearing now that the front is out of our way. It's going to allow for heat to radiate out and those temperatures to cool down. Looking in upper 20s, probably about 28 degrees. So if you do have any more plants outside, now is definitely the night to cover them or bring them inside. Looking ahead towards tomorrow, a lot different in terms of sky cover. It's going to be clear with those clouds really going away by daybreak, but still much cooler, much more seasonable for this time of the year compared to yesterday. Right around 50 degrees, let's say. Mostly sunny. Still could have a few lingering clouds in the morning, but by daytime it's going to be a pretty nice day. It's a little chilly. Definitely that sweatshirt weather. Taking a look statewide, 50s is kind of the big story. You know, you head out to places like Buffalo and Jamestown. Could be the upper 50s, maybe a spotty 60 in the Lake Plains up there. But the hill towns, Oneonta, heading towards the capital region, probably not making it out of the low 50s. Could have a couple isolated upper 40 spots too up in the hill towns there. For tomorrow night, a little bit warmer as we do have some clouds coming in. Going to bring it to the upper 30s, probably around, I was saying around 39 degrees. With the extra cloud cover allows the heat to stay in and keeps us warm. But because of those clouds that are going to be coming in, it's indicative that we're going to have a little bit of rainy weather for the start of the weekend. Looking towards Friday, mid-40s, but we're going to have some pretty steady rain for a lot of the day. But luckily, it will be clearing up if you have any plans going to a soccer game or anything for the weekend. Definitely chilly. You might even want to break out like the jacket. I don't know about the winter jacket just yet, but 40 degrees, it's pretty chilly even for this time of the year. But look at it, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and even just some clouds on Tuesday. So big area of high pressure going to be dominating the weather pattern through the weekend. So bottom line, sunny skies, but definitely a lot chillier and a pattern change as Old Man Winter is knocking on our door. Let's check in with Matthew Miles outside of the IC to get a real feel forecast for this evening.
Thanks, Connor. Well, it would be a little warmer out if it wasn't for this wind chill. Definitely a little bitter outside with this wind coming across my face right now. But as far as it getting warmer, that sounds fantastic. I see people walking by here without any coats on. I think they're pretty crazy. So word of advice, people turn into Oneonta News now for your meteorology updates. But that's all I got. Stay warm. It's getting dark out, so think about that if you're going to go out. This is meteorologist Matthew Miles. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matthew. Government officials in New Delhi are urging residents to stay indoors due to severe air pollution conditions. Chief Minister of New Delhi plans to take emergency measures this week in the Indian capital to combat the smog. These polluted conditions are shown to lead to heart disease, lung cancer, and asthma, especially in children. New Delhi is the world's most polluted capital. Government officials announced emergency measures to slow down the high levels of pollution detected nearly a week ago that exceeded 20 times the recommended limits. Schools have been shut down for 3 days, as well as the suspension of construction. Citizens of New Delhi have been speaking out on social media using the hashtag #MyRightToBreathe.
A police officer in suburban Salt Lake City died Sunday after a stolen car struck him in the street during a chase, investigators said. West Valley City Police said the 25-year-old officer, Cody Brotherson, was standing outside his vehicle deploying spike strips to stop the car on Sunday morning when he died at the scene. The stolen car stopped after striking the officer, and investigators questioned the occupants in the vehicle. The chase began at around 3:30 a.m. on Sunday. Officers saw 3 people steal the car from an apartment complex. The 3 drove off when police tried to initially question them. West Valley City Police said Brotherson had been with the department since December of 2013.
23-year-old Andre Price Jr. of Meeksport, Pennsylvania, has been arrested on child endangerment charges. Price failed to call 911 after the mother of his children threatened to kill them and sent videos of his son's lifeless body during 2 hours worth of angry text messages. According to police, Price has been placed in jail without bond on 2 counts of child endangerment for 7-month-old Andre and 2-year-old Angel. Allegedly, county homicide detectives said Price not only ignored Christian Clark's texts, but he failed to show them pictures of her holding their children by their throats. Instead of contacting police officials, he posted these photos and text messages to Facebook. The investigation is currently ongoing.
Nearly half of South Sudan's population could face famine in the coming months as the ongoing conflict displaces residents and threatens harvests, according to the United Nations World Food Program. South Sudan's deteriorating food situation comes from more than 2 years of fighting, a collapsing economy, soaring food prices, and erratic rainfall. The World Food Program projects the African nation is headed for the worst lean season since it gained independence 5 years ago. Around 5 million people could face severe food scarcity in the next 3 months when hunger worsens.
Thanks, Joanna. Stay tuned to ONN for your weekly sports update with Austin Titobaum.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy. All day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. Austin, how do you feel about the World Series winner?
I feel pretty good about it. I mean, I had the Cleveland's winning, but Chicago Cubs got it. But as always, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to sports. Let's get right to it. The Chicago Cubs just shattered their 108 championship drought in epic fashion with an 8-7 10-inning victory over the Cleveland Indians in Game 7, which began on Wednesday night and carried into Thursday morning. The Indians rallied with 3 runs in the 8th, including a 2-out, 2-strike, 2-run thunderbolt, a home run by Rajai Davis, off star closer Aroldis Chapman. After a brief rain delay following the 9th inning, the Cubs pushed 2 runs across in the 10th inning on a double by the series' most valuable player, Ben Zobrist, and a single by Miguel Montero. The Cubs then had to hold their breath in the bottom of the inning when Davis hit a run-scoring single to pull the Indians in a run behind. But reliever Mike Montgomery replaced Carl Edwards and got Michael Martinez to hit a slow roller into the infield. Third baseman Chris Bryant scooped it up and threw it across the diamond to first baseman Anthony Rizzo. Anthony Rizzo said, quote, "We're world champions. The Chicago Cubs are world champions. Let that sink in," unquote. Thousands of fans waited for nearly an hour after the game, moving into the field level of the stadium, waving the W flag, singing the victory anthem, "Go Cubs Go," and roaring when Rizzo held up the ball he had caught for the final out. In Red Dragon news, the Oneonta men's soccer team learned that they will be hosting the opening round of the 2016 NCAA Division III soccer tournament this weekend. The Red Dragons will face St. John Fisher on Saturday at 11 a.m. The second game on Saturday will feature the University of Rochester and Eastern University, which is scheduled for a 1:30 p.m. kickoff. The 2 Saturday winners will face off on Sunday at 1 p.m., also on the Red Dragons field. Oneonta will be making its 6th consecutive NCAA tournament appearance in 2016. The last 2 years, the Red Dragons have advanced all the way to the National Championship weekend, which is scheduled for the first weekend of December in Salem, Virginia. The SUNY Oneonta wrestling team opened up its season today at the Monarch Invitational hosted by the King's College in Pennsylvania. The Red Dragons would have 3 of the top 6 finishers, including junior James Bethel, who had won the 285-pound weight class. Evan Wallace and Daniel DeClaro both had top 6 finishes for the Red Dragons. DeClaro would beat out Edwin Morales from Camden County College to take a 5th place, while Wallace would drop the 5th place match to Sam Schwartz of New York University by fall. The Oneonta women's volleyball team dropped a second-round match at the Sunyak tournament to New Paltz to end the season at 11-16 to 16. The Red Dragons jumped out in front of the Hawks early in the first set, taking a 12-5 lead, forcing New Paltz to call a timeout to regroup. The Hawks then chipped away at the Oneonta lead until they tied the set 18-18 before going on to win the opening set 25-22. The Red Dragons dropped the set by the same score of 25-22 before finally bowing out in the third set of 25-12. For Red Dragons senior Jessica Policino had 14 assists and 4 aces, which led the team's freshman Lindsay Policino had 15 digs, and junior Sarah Feldman led the team in kills with 8. Senior Paige Karpulk had 14 digs, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. And that's it for your weekly sports update on Oneonta News Now.
Thanks, Austin. Join us again next time for your up-to-date news, sports, weather, and more. I'm Barbara Prempe.
And I'm Joanna Weinheimer. This is Oneonta News Now. Have a great night.